I mean, I found out about it like 30 minutes ago when I woke up. So
Nice. There we go. Should be better.
yeah, that's fine.
My phone was fucking spazzing out. I'll fix it.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think he said ping him.
Maybe I'll find. Mm, yeah. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Mm, let me cancel, yeah. Mm,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Brave Asagi Discord server's Jobless podcast. I am your host, Moot, and well, we have a lot to talk about, really. We got this new opening that just aired yesterday with episode 26, and it is, I think, a lot of people are in agreement that visually, at least animation-wise, it is the best opening Pokemon's ever had. It's actually kind of amazing.
okay.
A lot of that comes from the colors, the amazing colors that were done by Studio
Mm,
Stereotype, which is like they're one of the best in the
yeah.
industry when it comes to compositing, and it looks stunning. Like a lot of people are kind of shocked that Pokemon does this, and the crazy thing is that when it comes to like the key animation stuff, like a lot of it isn't really even that different from the first opening. It's just that there's so much better direction and stuff. Like a lot of the key animator list. I mean, a lot of it isn't that separate from the first opening, and it's it's pretty amazing what this team can do given enough time to work on a project. Like it's pretty incredible. And of course, one could assume this is what Tomiyasu's been working on since episode 18. And also, if one wants to go a little schizo about it, you could kind of say maybe this is why the in-house stuff has been a little like rushed or like not as quality, I guess, as the episodes in the teens, right? Like 14, 16, 18, like 20, 22 were not really on that level, and 25 was arguably on that level, but it wasn't like you had 9 animation directors and you had like Twitter key animators and stuff. Like there was a lot of stuff happening. So, with that said, this opening is quite amazing, and yeah. I think our main thing we were going to talk about. Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves first? Azaltia and Pops.
I want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I'm Pops. I'm very critical on Horizons, but I mean, I'm going to be fair to the series. I'm not gonna constantly shit on it, and I'm just gonna hopefully express a very what's the word? A more different view into how I think the series is being handled.
Okay. And Alzatia.
Hey, so I'm Asagi. I'm one of the mods here. I was in the podcast last time. Horizons has definitely been an interesting experience so far. I think it has a lot of really good ideas going forward. I'm also a little bit critical about it because I just really want it to be successful, really good, and meet that potential that I know it definitely has. So there's definitely a lot to talk about in regards to that topic.
Yeah. So thank you guys. So that's actually one of the topics for today because episode 26 was not really like a crazy episode. I mean, it was a lot of just reiterating what had already been established in like the previous last few episodes. Probably just for people that missed it or like don't watch every episode live because they're now in a new arc. And I think the key point is that they've now kind of established the plot structure for the series like in its entirety, right? The whole thing will be about Liko and maybe Roy. I don't even know what Roy's going to be doing, but Liko going around befriending and collecting the 6 members of the 6 heroes and regaining Terapagos' memories in the process, which actually I feel a little vindicated about that because I remember like Oliva conferring like some giant glowing sphere onto Terapagos, and like that must have just been part of Terapagos' memory. I was like, I thought it was Terapagos' power, but like at the same time, it like kind of confused me. I kind of like psyched myself into thinking it wasn't true because it didn't make any sense, like why the 6 heroes have part of Terapagos' power. But maybe it was some enchantment or something. Maybe something Terapagos did itself. I don't know. But that's part of the mystery, isn't it? Like, what happened to the ancient adventurer? Why did the heroes get split up? Why did Terapagos lose his memories? Yeah, and it probably has something to do with the explorers. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely, probably something with Gideon. They're keeping him a big mystery and all that. So that's part of the whole intrigue of the show. Like, how are they gonna figure all this stuff out? How they're gonna meet the different hero Pokemon and all that. So that's what I say that this show has definitely a lot of potential. Like, it has the building blocks for this epic grand story, and I really just wanted to get to fulfill that. It really has a lot of potential going for it.
And I agree with that. Like if this show manages to keep every encounter fresh and unique with the hero mons, I think it's going to have something really strong. Because like with the past 2, like the way they've managed to befriend them were in 2 completely different ways. And I'm just hoping that they can sort of keep up the freshness and maybe don't just repeat themselves in how they manage every encounter.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like each Pokemon that they've rebuilt to be part of that roster is definitely unique in its own way. Not only from like
very unique.
the lore that we know from them in the games, but the way the show it seems to be handling everything. We're definitely bound to see some really unique interactions and introductions there, and I do hope they take it a little bit further with like how they bond with them long term. Like maybe there was a lot of this talk about what would happen if Moltres was taken by the explorers and not the bolt tacklers. So like scenarios like that, you know, maybe these Pokemon finding themselves in the wrong hands and our heroes trying to, you know, get them back, or maybe the Pokemon weren't that sure. Like Moltres was a little bit kind of like pissed off. I think I don't remember if it was a Lucius or whatever for leaving it or something. And then there was this whole flashback of Lucius interacting with Moltres, so we got to see a little bit of Moltres' feelings about the whole thing. So more of that, you know. There's definitely so many ways they can play with it.
Sorry.
Let me see here. I'm just adjusting some.
No, you're good.
Some things. You guys keep talking.
It does seem that it does seem that Lapras is going to be our next encounter.
Yeah,
and I'm very curious
to how they handle that. Definitely doing it in order. I actually did want to talk about that a little bit. Like, I think that I was going to talk about what Azaltia said. The problem now that we know kind of how the 6 heroes work is that it feels very unlikely that these Pokemon, which have like heroic dispositions and seem to recognize a Methio, probably because he looks like one of Lucius's companions. I don't see, like, the only way I see it happening is if they're in a ball, like for example, like a Methio or Spino like steals Moltres' ball or something. That's the only way I can see the explorers actually getting a hold of one of them, because when it comes to like, unless they literally just like beat the shit out one of them, but they're pretty strong, so I don't know. Maybe if all of the explorers work together, they could like knock out one of the 6 heroes. But Amethio in particular seems pretty fixated on Rayquaza. So I'm not sure. Like, we'll have next episode, which will give us a lot of setup towards like what the explorers are going to be going for. And even the stolen treasure, like, that title kind of implies that maybe they are going for the balls now, the ancient Pokeballs, and maybe they do actually get them. Like, they get the belt and the balls. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because the Squova in the wild area like steal some stuff from Roy or something, and that's why he calls it treasure. Maybe they steal the flag or something, and Roy gets mad. Like, it's either gonna be really good or like one of those like meme titles. But regardless, Lapras is they're definitely going in order. So it'll be Lapras, then then what's its name? Kleavor, and then
Kleavor, and Entei.
I think that Entei will be, you know, the sort of penultimate, sort of like the. I hate to kind of draw parallels, but I think it's probably better for people who are watching to understand it. Like, it's probably like the 8th gym battle sort of thing. Like, I think that Roy unironically needs to beat Entei, like in a battle. That's like, I don't see, well, one, why else they would put another legendary in the party, and two, why like how they expect us to believe that Roy will beat Rayquaza. Like, he has to be strong enough to beat even like a minor legendary by himself before we can even like approach that. And that will take a long time. Like, that won't be immediate, which is also why, especially given the pacing of the next several episodes, it's also why I think that, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the last arc. This might be the last arc to do with the pendant, maybe, like Terapagos' focus in particular, but especially because they put the full Terapagos form animated in the opening and not like in a book or something, like he's literally like flying around or whatever. So maybe like he fights Entei and Rayquaza, but he doesn't beat Rayquaza, and he wants to fight Rayquaza again later on. but Rayquaza confers its memories to Terapagos so it can, evolve or whatever. But yeah, so that's kind of what I think. And the timing is too perfect for it to be the end of the Terapagos arc, right? Like 25 episodes from now, there's going to be one core for the rest of this year, and then there's going to be one more, probably the finale one, airing next winter. And that's that's after the DLC is done, releasing. So the writers are free to actually show what Terapagos is and how it works, because that's what they're doing right now. They're basically just stalling. They're just waiting as long as possible, and that's why the plot slowed down so much. I think that's probably why it slowed down so much, is just because they can't actually do the plot yet. It's a little weird. They have to wait. But yeah, there were some interesting scenes in the opening, of course. There was the dude with the Terra Orb, which is probably...
I think it's Gideon.
Yeah, it's Gideon.
Yeah, it's
Gideon.
Yeah. Gideon is sus. Pretty sus. Yeah,
it's hard to make out due to the spam of colors and effects, but you can sort of make out an outline of Gideon, and he's got
for sure.
Of that or something. Yeah. I do it's interesting because now we know Gideon's actually a person and not just a fucking machine. Because
it's
an AI or something.
That was kind of weird. Wait, maybe Gideon is just the friend of Lucius. Oh, okay, I get it now. Damn. Okay. That took me way too long to figure it out. He's definitely Lucius's friend or whatever, and he betrayed Lucius or something.
I mean, he could even be the reason why everybody got split up or whatever.
Oh, wait, so maybe he is actually an AI, and he uploaded himself onto a computer or something. Because I mean, it's 100 years ago, right? Lucius, they imply Lucius is still alive in the opening, but that's definitely just what would you call it?
Is there anything preventing them from being the same person?
The fact that we know that the explorers were friends of Lucius and not Lucius himself, as well as Lucius is dead, I guess. I don't know. It wouldn't really make sense.
Do we know that for certain? I mean,
no, we don't. In the episode, they said he's most likely dead. He's probably not around.
Yeah.
But
why would his own family not know if he was dead?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Wait,
I think it was Diana that implied it.
Do they even know if they are Lucius' relative or not? I guess they do. They would, right?
What I'm presuming Diana is in
Diana,
her 60s.
Diana has.
So it'd be
Diana has.
I mean, he
stuff. So I'm assuming that
I mean, technically, Diana would be his granddaughter. By the 100 years, it's 60s.
Did they ever actually say that Lucius was their ancestor? I don't think they.
No, they did. They haven't. They haven't.
No, he clearly is. I'm pretty sure that they don't actually know that. So yeah, they wouldn't know whether he's dead or not for sure, because they actually don't even know that they're his descendants to begin with, which is a little interesting. But I also don't know how that would happen unless I don't know. I don't even know. Unless the person he was in a relationship with they broke up or something, or they only knew each other for a little while. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's probably dead. What's up?
I mean, he also might have just not wanted his descendants to be 100% aware of what was going on in order to like not get them involved in trouble or something like that.
True.
I mean, if it's like a really big thing that happened 100 years ago, and like stuff like Gideon is as old as he was and whatnot, I mean, I can definitely see him like keeping some things hidden. Like he didn't write about the location of, I think, Paradise in his memoir, so he definitely seems to have been holding some information, and sometimes that makes sense. You know, he just wants to like protect his family or whatever. So
yeah, yeah, I was just gonna say that it's like a metaphor, like Liko like walking up to Lucius in the opening was just like a metaphor for her like becoming more and more like the ancient adventurer by, you know, befriending the six heroes. Like it's not that she's actually meeting him, it's just like a metaphor for her getting closer to him. But yeah. Oh. Yeah, Liko, hopefully she starts doing her own stuff. I mean, we now know, like, the good thing
Having
is
a character.
the good thing is that now she has like a goal, so she's no longer the, you know, the I don't know what I want to do with my life. Like,
But how many times have we had that episode? We've been down this road like 4 times. Where she's like, man, I don't know what I want to do, and it's like already been figured out. Like fucking.
Like 4 seasons wrong.
Yeah, we've had like 4 individual episodes that aren't even like connected to each other, which is like, damn, what are we gonna do? And then they figure it out by the end of the episode, and then she seemingly forgets. It's interesting.
Yeah, they're 100%. They're stalling. Like they're 100% just stalling because they definitely they don't want to, like, they can't advance the plot until corporate lets them advance the plot. So they should honestly have just started the series like, I guess they can't go a whole year without Pokemon anime, but like they should have just started the series in like October or something, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
but also I can see them wanting to get the setup out of the way so that they can do the Terapagos stuff immediately. Sure, but like,
yeah.
It's
I mean,
like,
everything.
It's weird.
It's weird, right? Because we know that the game development kind of has to bend to the anime and not the other way around. The game staff have gone on record saying this, so I don't know how much that would factor into it. The rest of the brand, I guess.
I mean, like, you know, they literally cannot, like, the anime, like, they can only force the game's developers to work like so fast, right? Like, there's a point where you can't compress the schedule any more than it already is. And when they decided, like, winter 2024 or 2023, like, they don't even have a... Did they have a date yet? I don't think they announced a date.
We don't have an announced date, but they definitely have, like, a planned thing. But, like, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? Like, they could do whatever they want with the anime. They could have designed Terapagos 7 years ago, for all we know, and been like, okay, in this new series, you're going to end up doing this, and this with this Pokemon, and then they could have designed the rest of Gen 9 or whatever around it. Like, we don't know.
I mean, yeah, that has happened before, technically.
Yeah, like,
Lugia
literally
and
had,
Gold and Silver.
Ho-Oh and Lugia and, to a lesser extent, Mew and Mewtwo, all had shit in the anime that, like, predated stuff that happened in the games. And, again, this always happens with Pokemon, like, even just when looking at, like, one section. Like, there's stuff in Fire Red and Leaf Green that they would eventually reference in, like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver that they definitely didn't have fully planned out at that time. So.
Yeah, I get that. But, like, the thing is, how much, like, clout does the anime really have nowadays, though?
That doesn't matter. I don't think that they would uproot. I don't think that they would uproot their entire production schedule because they are trying the anime in, like, a different style. And if they would, it wouldn't be immediate.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, the anime is clearly holding itself back from, like, doing Terapagos stuff until winter. Like, they actually are. Like, they could have accelerated the schedule by a lot. And yeah, it is true that they're not exactly following the plot, like, actually not really at all, the plot from the games or even the games' lore. But in general, the plot seems to be more important to the Pokemon Company with Scarlet and Violet than previous games. I feel like they're valuing it more, right? Like,
I don't know if that's true because we had Z and Ultra get their own like condensed anime arcs, whereas this has been like about Terapagos from the beginning.
I'm talking about from the games, like the game side of things. Like,
well,
like,
I'm saying, but like
the story and stuff in the games, like they're focusing on the story more as like a thing.
I don't think that's true. I think that the lore throughout Pokemon has just been kind of the same in general. In terms of like priority, I don't think there's any like, I mean, maybe for like Gen 1 or 2. But like if we take a look at like the last series, they didn't do shit with Calyrex. They didn't do anything with like a whole year's worth of Sinnoh. Oh well, they made one shitty special, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Like they didn't lean into any marketing for like the 25th anniversary. They they didn't do anything with like 2 out of 3 years of Sword and Shield for the anime. And now we're having the opposite effect. So I don't think that it really speaks to any like wider change within how the company views things. Mm-hmm. I think they are like pretty separated just in general. And we also know, again, that like the games bend to the anime and not the other way around.
I think that, at least on the anime side of things, definitely the approach that they're taking with things now is because of how Gen 8 was handled from the anime side of things. That's why they're probably focusing on story. They're giving so much focus to Terapagos and all that.
I would say the main thing that they're doing differently in this anime opposed to Journeys, like one of the main things they learned was like showing game characters. Really, that's what they've been doing. I would say that's like the primary thing, because the thing is like we got a lot of staff interviews in Journeys, and they listen to fan feedback a lot more than people think. The problem is that because they plan episodes and stuff like a year in advance, it takes them like a year to kind of respond to that feedback in a significant way. Mm-hmm. So
would you think that like Nemona might start appearing like in like more in a then in that case, because like a lot of people want Nemona to appear more, but so far she's basically a one shot.
No, yeah, I don't think she is. I think they're going to be doing. I think they're going to be doing like.
They might.
I think it'll
maybe, but not really. Maybe.
But it could also just be like other popular game characters, because in a year's time they are seeing through Pokemon Masters for like the trainer series merchandise and all stuff. They're seeing who sells, who the people are also making a ton of fan art about, who the people are talking on Pokemon Twitter about. So we might see other people aside from just Nemona. We could. They gave us the Larry cameo. We can maybe see Larry again. It's just random random popular thing or something.
I want to point out, somebody in the chat said that Takeshi Shiro created Lugia for Movie 2 and Game Freak later included it in GS. That is not true. Shiro wanted a Pokemon for Movie 2. He didn't create Lugia. He just wanted a legendary Pokemon and had an idea of what that would be. And Lugia was entirely designed by Sugimori for Gold and Silver, specifically in like 1998, I think.
I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Lugia thing, it's kind of similar to the Ash Greninja thing. OLM, the anime staff approached Game Freak. Game Freak basically made it a reality. They designed the whole thing and and finalized it.
Yeah, I think with Nemona, like sort of backpedaling, I mean, I think she does have a decent chance to reappear, because obviously she made a promise to Roy that one day we should battle again. But obviously, like how many times in the Ash anime did Ash promise to battle someone?
Aladdin.
I mean, going back to like what Mood was saying, like how they're building up Entei, for like the final battle for Roy or whatnot. That the Nemona thing could actually play a factor in Roy's own development. Like circling back to it, they have to circle back to Paldea for whatever reason, and they encounter Nemona, and that's a good opportunity for Roy to test his skills up to that point. I mean, it's all up to the writers, but they can, I think, incorporate at least that specific character back into the plot to a minor extent if they do get creative with it. But same thing can be said about almost any character. So
I mean, also they're just doing like weird shit with the Pokemon choices specifically. Like we have not had any Hisui shilling in the anime ever besides the special. But one of the guys' Pokemon is Cleavor.
Even my belly counts.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like one of the Pokemon is Cleavor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
My fan wish is that they somehow travel back to Sui and then we somehow get like Freed versus Volo. That's like my fanfic wish.
Oh, dude.
I doubt it.
Nah, they're not. They're not cooking that hard. I don't think that, or rather, that's cooked, but not in a good way, like the other way.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of story this is. I guess.
But,
I don't know. Maybe that feels like like a Gen 3 wild plot type thing. I don't know. It doesn't feel like something right now.
And the Teal Mask established that Hisuimon's can live to the modern day. So it's just
so it's just gonna be a Cleavor that just
only partially true.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's pretty. Like, he could have just been in the ball, like he could have just been sitting in the ball for 100 years, and then he got let out by Rayquaza or something.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm saying like it would be incredibly weird for them to have a featured Cleavor and not show anything like Hisui related. I think that would be incredibly strange.
China's saying they're having a trouble hearing this.
A what?
Oh my god.
What?
You spoke.
Chat's saying they're struggling to hear stuff.
Oh shit.
Oh, they're struggling to hear stuff?
Oh.
Never mind, it worked.
I guess it's just one person. Sorry, that person.
Where? Like, are they on Discord or YouTube? Because
I think that's
on the podcast chat.
No one's saying anything.
It's just one guy's use HD18.
It's me. Sorry.
No, you're good. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I do want to say that I think a relevant point here is that they usually show like new arc, new characters, and like they did it with Kabu and Iono last time. There's no new characters of this arc that they've announced, right?
No, but the arc has started. The problem is that they're going to like Kanto now or something. So actually,
the key ritual was the crew.
Yeah, so actually, like we're probably not going to go back to Paldea for a while, which is kind of a problem. But like, unless like the Lapras is randomly in another region, which I mean, it's a Lapras, so like I guess it makes sense. We're probably going to be having a Kanto arc soon, which.
Well, I mean, like, and we know that an APOP, and we know that an Ambipom is going to be appearing soon. So
that's true. They could be doing Sinnoh first. They could be doing Sinnoh first, actually. Yeah, they could be doing Sinnoh first. Actually, I would prefer if they did Sinnoh first. I mean, Sinnoh would be fine. Yeah.
But then again,
I believe Sinnoh was actually only in like one episode of DP.
Yeah,
do you believe Sinnoh was only in like one episode of DP? So like, what if like they gave like that like a 4-episode arc? That's like something that could they could do while not like, infringing on like Ash's side too much.
Yeah, imagine it's Ash's Ambipom still playing table tennis. Oh my god! Imagine that. People would start theorizing so much; it would be insane.
Oh god! I really hope not. God, I don't want any Ashime references.
Yeah, because
it'll
be like the next like year of the fandom will just be like YouTube videos about like, oh my god, Ash is finally returning, bro.
All the clickbait.
Oh my god.
No way.
Please no. I really just want Horizons to be given the chance to be its own thing. Like no references whatsoever. They really need to like give maybe 5 years of no Ashime hardcore references so that whatever's coming after it, like Horizons and whatever comes after Horizons can find its own footing.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean we can talk a little bit about the last episode 25 because we did not have, of course, the chance to talk about it during the last podcast. I think the episode was pretty good. A lot of people didn't like that.
I think it was fun.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that Freed like soloed the two explorers, but he didn't actually. Like, if you actually like pay attention to like what happened, Volt Tackle hits the Gargoncole, I think. Knuckle because of the ACL. Yeah, Gargoncole or something. It hit it, and Gargoncole wasn't knocked out. It was just like kind of sitting there. It was still like awake. And then Sango just like rage quit explosion, and she knocked out both Glalie and Gargoncole. Like that's what happened. So they didn't really lose to Freed, but it's definitely a lot of people didn't really like it. They didn't like that scene. But I think overall it was pretty good. And now Amethio, they really are trying to cook something with Amethio now. Although I still wish we had gotten a little bit of like Amethio screen time in between his two appearances, just so that, it felt more impactful when he lost. You can show him like, researching Rayquaza stuff or like going around doing stuff, so that like when he was finally able to track them down and fight Free, like him losing, like that could have hit a little harder. But I do appreciate that they are now doing an arc with Amethio, which is nice. I'm very interested to see whether they make him a good guy or not. I'm pretty interested to see, because either way could work pretty well. Either way could work pretty well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Like, I don't know if this is supposed to be. I don't know if this is supposed to be like just a detail about the Explorers board. I noticed is that like it acted like he was betraying them for a while, but then even after he told Hamburg split to his face that he wasn't following orders, he's like just like they didn't hold it against him, and he's apparently like with them in previews and stuff. So I wonder what they're gonna do, like if they'll like flesh out like how the Explorers work, and if they just like are like admit to themselves that they're all working for their own agendas or something.
Well, I think the main thing is Amethio's a bit of a special case within the Explorers, because if I recall correctly, I only watched the episode of Raw. I didn't watch this episode, but if I recall correctly, they said that Amethio wasn't an admin. Or maybe I'm trying
and his character bio doesn't mention it in Ideals.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I got it from. I forgot. Okay, yeah. They said that he's not an admin of the Explorers. So, like, and with Terapagos kind of recognizing his features, I'm pretty sure he's just like... He's like N, sort of. He's like the casus belli of the Explorers. Like, he's the reason why they have a reason to go after Terapagos, because with him... with his like lineage or whatever, he's kind of like Liko. Maybe there's something that only like he or Liko can do to like reach paradise. Like maybe he also has the ability to reach paradise, right? And that's why the Explorers are kind of like coddling him and like letting him do what he wants. So,
and that's a really interesting plot point.
Yeah, so. And of course, Amethio doesn't know that. Like, he didn't even know what the pendant was.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
He doesn't know that, but Gideon is using him, which is why. Well, that's also why they call him like Amethio Sama, which means like Lord Amethio or whatever. So that is why he's around still. I think that's why they're accepting him, like breaking the rules or whatever. But he's still trying to be like a good member, I guess, because he has that like morality or like self-righteousness, I guess, where he tries to be like a good member of the team, and he still listens to orders most of the time.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I think that's a really good plot thread that they can expand upon. I think Amethio is probably what I'm looking forward to the most of the next coming arc. Because there's definitely a lot of potential there. There's really, really a lot of potential for character growth and just what he's gonna do. Like it adds onto that mystery that makes us curious to come back. Like, what is Amethio gonna do? Like, is he gonna stick with the Explorers? Is he gonna fully go on his own to like figure things out and do his own thing? Is he eventually gonna join the ball tacklers? So. Yeah.
I think leading them to be like, if I have to compare Amethio to like a singular character, it would be Alon or Yasha.
Oh, I'm thinking Zuko long term.
Yeah, I was about to say he's always been compared to Zuko. That's his like ceiling.
Zuko's probably, I wouldn't say Alon, because Alon is pretty different from Amethio. Because
I mean in the way that like they were both a part of the evil team, and then they betray and join the good guys at the end.
Yeah, and the manipulation aspect that we were just talking about, that's probably going on with the Metheo, is kind of similar to
true.
So I think that's where the biggest parallel could draw from. Yeah.
So what's the deal with that?
What's the deal with what?
So what's the deal with that immediate next episode, which is just well, 2 episodes after the arc starts, they don't fucking do anything. Well, what's up with that?
They're having. Well, I wanted to talk about this a little earlier, but it seems that the plot is gonna kind of slow down now, because they've established everything, and they have to just wait for the DLC to come out. So they can kind of just like sit around and do like people really wanted these episodes, especially on here. Like people were like, Where's our like exploration episode? Where's our like character building episodes? Like, yeah, these are those episodes. Like, they can't really. I don't know if I would call them fillers because there's still stuff happening in them, but
yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean,
it's a weird.
I want to say again, I don't think that they are holding back for the sake of something to come out, because they were the ones that announced Terapagos' normal form about 6 months before the DLC. We didn't even know, like 8 months maybe. So I don't think that's the case.
Okay.
Like, if it just come out in December, it will have been 8 months.
And I think they're just making easy to animate episodes just to sort of let the staff recover.
These are all based on.
Avoid the Master's 8.
Oh yeah,
the Master's 8.
These are outsourced episodes. The next 2.
Yeah.
So like, and they're seemingly doing a system now of 2 outsourced and 1 in-house. For at least that's what it's.
I thought episode 25 was outsourced. Wasn't 25 outsourced or no?
It was in-house.
Absolutely not. No.
It was in-house, like technically. Like, of course, there's a lot of freelancers on it, but it was an in-house episode.
Okay, that explains it then.
Yeah, there was a lot of freelancers. Like the director, storyboarder was a freelancer. He brought in some freelancer animators as well, but it was definitely in-house. It means 28 in-house episode. It's called The Stolen Treasure, which means like it's probably about them like stealing the ancient Pokeballs, I hope. But
I think it should be the end of the Galar arc, because we know from the special preview that Roy is fighting Cap again soon, and that usually happens in between arcs. So we know that
20 might be the last episode of the Galar arc. Maybe.
Although
that might be. That'll be a Takuranke episode though. So, in which case, it's actually probably not an in-house episode. It's going to be a Takuranke episode because the last 2 Cap episodes were also Takuranke episodes. In which case, it would be like 30 maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
28 will be something different because they're meeting Diana's friend and stuff. So probably. Yeah. Let me look at the summary again. Hold on. Let me.
I mean, the green stuff. I think the green stuff is going to be happening in 28.
I don't think Greedon is 28 because Roy isn't wearing his jacket, and he isn't wearing his jacket.
No, he's wearing in the green stuff. He's wearing an apron. It's during the curry episode.
Oh, okay, so it's next. So
he's wearing an apron.
And Greedon has berries as well.
So, HD28 Stolen Treasure. Liko, Roy, and Freed go to visit Diana's old acquaintance Tepin at an antique store. Unfortunately, no information about the ancient Pokeball could be learned, and something unexpected happened to Roy when he tries to return to the ship. Okay, I really hope that's not. No, he's wearing an apron. It's not the green. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe the explorers jump him, or someone else jumps him, and they take his Rayquaza ball. Because that's the one he has. He doesn't have... Liko has the Pokemon with her. So, what Roy has is... What Roy has is his Rayquaza Pokeball. So, maybe in the briefing... that's next episode for the Explorers, perhaps they, go over that they have these ancient monster balls that have these hero Pokemon in them. Maybe they actually explain... Maybe... I think this is when Hamburglar or Hamber comes clean about what's actually going on and tells the Explorer admins what exactly what all this is, because he's showing them a sideshow, and one of them is the pendant and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that he's full stop just telling them, okay, this is what it is. This is a legendary. Maybe he doesn't say it's a legendary Pokemon. Wait, this is a Pokemon called Terapagos. It has the ability to make a shield. There's also these hero Pokemon that are in these balls that we also need. And now it's mainly so that
I gotta say, I really
more effective. What? What's up?
I hope that that doesn't happen. By the way, with Roy's shit getting stolen, because we already did that with Liko, and we don't need to do that again.
Yes, I want to steal it, bro. Like, this is
I don't think it is. Like,
bro. Like,
I sent it in chat. Like, I think it's what Roy fans.
Yeah, Roy fans just don't want to lose. That's it. Oh,
yeah, I sent it in the.
That's an Onyx. Oh,
Roy's lost every battle.
Yeah, I think it's the Onyx. I think it's gonna be an Onyx.
Roy's lost every battle as a Roy fan.
Yeah, fuck Roy, bro. Roy ruined the show. I don't care.
Remember during Impaldea when like people were saying Roy was like upstaging Liko, and then like the show completely turned that on its head, basically.
Right. People are, and the thing is, the crazy thing is, there are unironically people who like Liko more now just because she like caught a couple Pokemon. And then whenever Roy like beats a gym or something, they'll like Roy more. Pokemon fans only care about like,
Pokemon anime Pokemon fans.
Achievements. Like they don't care about
they just care about
at all. It's wild.
Just feats and achievements.
Like,
that's all.
They could be literally blank faces, like a cartoon, like blank fucking faces with robot voices, and people would only care about who. Like, people would like one more than the other just based on, like, how many battles they won or something. I don't know. People are fucking crazy. It's wild.
I wonder if the show will acknowledge that, like, at first set up, like, the Pokeballs to be Roy's thing, but now it's Liko's thing. So I wonder if it'll acknowledge that, like, he's, like, just kind of there for the right now, and it seemingly nothing really is
he has
dedicated.
To,
like, he's not the focus of anything now.
Like, the best strategy would be for him to unironically do, like, Pokemon World Championships or something, just so that he actually has an avenue of getting stronger while progressing towards something so that he can also fight Rayquaza when it comes time to, like, fight Rayquaza. Because if he talk no Jutsu's Rayquaza, it's going to be pretty disappointing, I'm not going to lie. So, like, he's got to battle it.
I mean, I think that's... And what's going to happen with that? Because Rayquaza belongs to Liko. So...
Yeah, wait, no. Rayquaza belongs to Roy. No. Rayquaza belongs to Roy because Roy had the ball. That was Roy's ball. So Liko gets the 5, but Roy gets the Rayquaza. That's just how it goes.
But I thought the whole thing with Lucius was that he left all of the Pokemon to his descendants specifically. So,
well, what if Roy were to have like a Kieran arc where he like slowly like becomes corrupted?
What if? Okay, that would be. I don't know. I feel kind of cringe. Roy's too innocent for that. Like, Roy unironically does not have like the emotional depth to like do that. I don't think.
Well, I don't know. I think since the new opening came out, I think there's a possibility that we actually explore like Roy as a character in the future.
I hope, but it's not gonna. He's not gonna do anything with a Kieran arc. There's no shot. He's not.
Well, I'm not saying
that guy.
Like
Liko throws snowballs at him at some point.
Roy is literally not that guy. He's not. There's no chance. Bro, have you seen Roy?
No shot. Have you
ever actually like watched Roy do anything, bro? You really think that guy could go like?
Yeah, no. Roy's just a little innocent.
No, he hasn't done anything. It's been 26 episodes.
And it's watchful. It's not encrypted.
But what I'm more confused about is why Roy had the Rayquaza ball to begin with. That's why I'm.
And then his grandpa found it.
I mean,
yeah. But like now that we have more context to it, like why was why were the balls separated to be? That's weird. Why were the balls separated to begin with? Like if you really think about it, really like the balls should have been with the belt, right? Unless Lucius literally like went around and like put the balls in like little holes he dug everywhere. Like I don't know. Like,
can show logic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean the issue.
Be some explanation for it, but I don't know.
The issue is that they largely have the same goal, which could be like a point of contention. Realistically, who owns what is irrelevant. It's just that Roy wants to get Rayquaza, and Liko also wants to figure out what's going on with Terapagos, and to get the rest of the Pokemon, which also involves Rayquaza. It just feels like incredibly weird. Yeah.
Yeah, on the one hand,
the only thing that's confirmed.
On the one hand, it's kind of nice because they don't have to split up screen time between two different like goals. Because that was one of the issues of Journeys was that They had to do split screen time between the Pokemon World Championships and Project Mew, and also Chloe's random evolution episodes. And
but the issue.
Chloe should get episodes in Horizons to actually finish that up.
The issue there was not that they were split. The issue is that Ash's goal is so much more important than Go's. Regardless of what Go, his entire character could have been about solving cancer. But it would not have mattered because Ash is the main character for 25 years. And he has to do this, and this is his arc. Go is like always going to be second fiddle. There was no shot that they could have ever made them like equal importance. I think splitting them is fine. I mean, 2 separate goals is fine. It's just, do I trust the Pokemon anime writers to have more than one overarching narrative? No.
Well,
do I trust?
So
yeah, I mean,
these people.
I want to say could have fooled me, but like,
okay, bro.
Yeah, they did at one point. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on a kid show that is designed to sell merchandise, but we got like 25 episodes in, and the characters have restated their goals about 5 or 6 times now. It's
well,
I don't know.
The thing is that now that they've set up the structure, hopefully shit will start moving forward. I think the biggest thing was that they changed the status quo with like Amethio and Freed, which was like, you know, one of the biggest
complaints
constantly thing. Yeah, one of the biggest repeats was, you know, Amethio being super quiet and just fighting Freed over and over and over, and neither of them won. And now, you know, Freed's won, Amethio is like in a depression arc, and you know, all this shit's happening. So
especially
the status quo is now advancing. Like I think they've kind of just been like, okay, now we're gonna actually like start production. Hopefully they don't.
Oh, they because as a Horizons fan, I think Horizons need to stop doing so much story and actually just start developing their characters, because
they
have an overdeveloped story but underdeveloped characters.
Yeah, they need.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what these episodes are for.
It's animation.
Like that's literally what. Like that's what these episodes are for. The ones they're doing.
I also think, like, battle-wise, like, these kids need more push to be, like, to become stronger. It's why, like, one of my biggest complaints with this series is that they constantly get saved, Liko and Roy. They've no, like, drive.
I mean, once their starters start evolving, which will probably happen soon because we started seeing some Florigato anime merch, we'll probably start seeing some actual drive thing. And, you know, they did well against Zer and Konya in their battle, so... It's not.
I mean,
Zero was about to take turntables on them with his E-Celeb training advice, but I
mean,
I think he probably
Zer and Konya aren't even characters.
Zer probably would have won. Actually, I think Zer would have won if he set up Sandstorm and he actually just started spamming like Megacorn and Rock Throw. Like he would have won.
But like
Zer's Raidon was not hurt when they fled.
Yeah.
Again,
but Konya, they did Konya dirty though. They did her dirty.
Konya actually jobbed, but like
Konya is the new Jesse, like literally. Might as well be Jesse.
This is the issue of these characters not like you can say that they beat Zer and Konya, but they're not even characters at this point. Like
exactly, they only exist for Liko and Roy to beat.
Right on and
like. Yeah, it's but here's the thing, it's like, oh, they beat this other character. Like this is the issue with like talking about like feats in the series, because it's like even then, if that's what you want to hyper focus on, they haven't done anything. Like Zer and Konya aren't characters. As much as I love Songo and Onyx, they're also not characters. They have no development yet. They have no person. They have like vague personality. Like it's
I'd say Sango has personality.
They're just introduced.
Sango has.
They only have personality because of a voice actress and because of the animation staff.
Yeah, but
writing-wise, they don't
still have personality though.
Okay, but like, is that the bar you want to clear? Like, what is Zer and Konya's personalities? Could you tell me?
Zer and Konya. Well, like, Zer is a LARPer. He wants to be Onyx, but he's like not. He's not that tough yet, so he's just kind of like LARPing around.
So his personality is that he's a shitter, and Liko and Roy beat shitters for like half the time.
He watches German, so there you go.
Yeah, it's just like
he follows Roy's advice.
He's literally a LARPer, like he's unironically a LARPer. And Konya is Jesse.
She's a secret softie.
She's
secret
isn't
softie.
She had one gag about Siggy Depot and we've forgotten.
but she takes her job more seriously than Jesse does.
I think I said this last time I was.
Yeah.
I said this last time I was on here, but they are barely managing to support the Volteclas characters, and we have like explorers that now like do jobs better than the other explorers. We've done that twice now.
These next couple episodes will have some Voltaclers moments, which will be nice.
Well, the only character from the Voltacler I can't defend though is Ludlow. Bro has nothing going for him, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that
he's barely appeared in like the last 10 episodes.
Yeah, but
I just know they're gonna hit us with the sad backstory around like episode 100.
Yeah, Ludlow is literally just the guy who just like says puns and shit though, right? Like they're not trying to make him like a big character. He's literally just there. Like, he's literally just an old grandpa.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
like, to me, and I don't know if this is me being like,
like a super good character, you know?
yeah,
They're just
I
gonna come
know.
out of nowhere and just reveal that he was actually some super integral character to the plot, and he just
I was
had amnesia or
He
something.
founded the Explorers or something.
No, in the first 12 episodes, I thought he was like one of the trainers under Mustard. I thought
think
he was
the
one of
issue-
Mustard's apprentices.
It's fine for Ludlow to not be a. It's fine for Ludlow to not be a character. The issue is that we have 3 characters with personality, and it's Frida, Methiel, and Captain Pikachu.
I mean, okay.
like-
Murdoch had
Respect Molly.
had a 2-part.
He had it.
And
He had an episode, but like, what does like none of that means anything. Like, this is again how we would like judge old Pokemon series. Well, like, this character was a character of the day, and they had an episode that talked about their backstory, and then it ended, and then nothing else about that character will ever be said.
I mean, yeah.
It's just like,
I've said
yeah,
this
but, like,
before,
that
but
doesn't
like,
mean
That's
anything.
exactly how I feel about the Murdoch backstory. Like, he got a backstory, but it didn't matter. Like, it reveals nothing about his character.
It made me curious.
Again, that's another thing though that like again all of this could change though, right? We're still assuming this is 3 years. 3-year series, then like maybe in 4 weeks when we do like the whatever number of this podcast, we'll talk about, oh wow, they actually did develop the adults. So yeah, I guess let HZ cook will be my response to the adults' questions.
The problem is that the opening seems to show that like the adults will be taking a backseat, which honestly is fine because remember early on in the series, everyone was like, well, including me, we were all like, well, the adults seem to be completely overshadowing the kids, which is like, you know, it should be fine for them to take a backseat. So, like in the opening, like the adults are barely really doing anything, right? Like it's
the kids' stories. It's not the adult stories.
Exactly. So, like, I think it's fine that the adults don't really get like they get a focusy episode here and there, but they're not like super present. That
the adults and Dot.
Okay. Dot.
Because she was just
will be there.
She was just with the rest of them. She was just with the rest of them. Like she is. She'll be there. They do not know what to do with that character.
Nah, Dot. It's Chloe done right. To be honest,
they want to make her the 3rd character, but Freed is like 5 times better as a 3rd character. So,
but like,
it's really.
I've said this before, but like, I don't think they should have started the show off with a full crew. Like, call me fucking like a blind One Piece fan, but like, I think they should have formed the crew as the series went on, because they give every character some form of arc at the very least. You know, I don't think they should have had a full.
Set up the start though, with, like Free just randomly like.
Well, no, but like,
there are a million ways that they could do this. There are a million ways.
Yeah, there's ways they could have.
And like, it's so easy as well. Like, the ship breaks down, and they need an engineer, they find Orla. Like, the ship needs a doctor, they find Molly. And they all get fucking mini arcs.
I also, like, the beginning of this arc is, like, really worrying for a bunch of reasons. Because it's like, why the fuck is Diana on the ship? Why? What does she add to this? Like, do we not already have...
They're contrasting Liko because they're contrasting Liko from Ash because, well, Ash, like, we, like, don't know anything about his family other than Delia. Here we're getting
okay, I don't
Diana,
care about Ash, though, because he's a dogshit character. The fact of the matter is that we now have, like, another character that is supposed to be a mentor figure for Liko specifically, not even Roy, by the way. Like, what does this add? What does this add? It's literally a character to be expository.
He's not permanent.
Which also makes me kind of scared that she's not going to leave, but I hope she leaves.
Where would she go? Her house got nuked.
Actually,
she stays with them.
Just go back to Paldea because all the stuff she was hiding, she gave to Liko anyway. Like, that's why she was hiding out in the wilderness anyway. Okay.
Can't you just go to like Alex's house or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She'll go to Paldea and just live there now. Like, I think it'll be fine. And like that was, I guess, the reason why like the grandma was like hiding out and also not like accepting calls and also telling Luca not to call people or something like that. Was because of like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue.
She and Hamburg, they were friends in the past. Dun dun dun.
What if Hamburglar and her dated?
Oh my god, dude! No, dude, don't even start with that. I went a step farther. I was like, bro, I don't even want to think about that, bro. Okay. Anyway, no, I think they were.
There's just way too many characters.
I mean, yes.
Way too many fucking characters.
That seems to be an issue with like modern anime in general. Like they love fucking just adding like dozens of characters to every show.
I think it's different when you have like something based off of a manga that kind of has to exist on a very like strict serialized deadline, where you do have to produce for 200 weeks consecutively. And so like Pokemon's any different in that regard. The issue is that Pokemon has like 26 years of fucking money behind it. And manga that got adapted into anime like 5 years later was just like one guy. It's crazy how you can have all these like writing teams and all of this like top-down management, but you constantly reintroduce like the same characters over and over and over again that fulfill these same roles. I don't understand the purpose of it, and it's just very, very odd to me.
Like I feel like a lot of this is literally just like direction. Like it's just like it's like the same like 2 or 3 people. Like Tomiyasu is still doing creative supervision, so I'm not like surprised that a lot of the pitfalls that were in his previous series are also present here, like writing wise. But I don't know, like what, because you can tell there are new writers, like because of the way they do things, they do events and stuff. Like you can tell they're new writers, but you can also tell that a lot of the same issues and also some of the same good things are still there. It's just like, and that's because of the direction, probably. It's just because of Tomiyasu, probably. Which isn't necessarily, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad thing.
But,
yeah.
But do you guys think Horizons is overly ambitious, or no?
No,
I think
absolutely.
No.
I think
for Pokemon it is. For Pokemon it is very ambitious.
I also don't think that's true. I think that this is like the safest thing. I think this is the safest thing they could have done.
Yeah.
And I get why they would have wanted to be safe with stuff, but I think being safe is like, and like also being reserved is like having Captain Pikachu.
Like, literally,
you know,
every single character archetype possible for every single kind of audience. They got the big chested lady for the otakus. They have the Freed for the self-inserters. They have Roy for the self-inserted children. They have Liko for the self-inserted like little girls. You know, like they have a Methio for the Fujos. Like, you know, they have literally everyone. Like this is 100% not
it's like they checked off a checklist.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that's like the problem as well. I think the issue is just like none of these characters do anything, and like by the time that like they end up doing something, we already have a character that replaces them. Like I think it works for Imethio, but like what the fuck is the point of Spinel if he's just going to fucking job anyway? Like,
yeah, I really
why would we introduce a character
that Spinel job? Like he really should have gotten dependent. I think that was kind of.
Why would we introduce like a character to usurp Imethio and then immediately make him just like a fucking like moron?
So he didn't share that info with the rest of the explorers, the ones that were unverified. So I think we'll see his experience will be something like that.
So Spinel did do something in that, like he kind of like, well, one, he revealed to us that he had that Freed had Terra, but also he also like hid that from Imethio, which caused Imethio to drop. So, you know, Spinel was actually, I really like Spinel. It was just that he should have won. Like he actually, I really don't like that he didn't win. I really dislike it.
That's one of the
things in Horizons that I genuinely just like dislike. I'm like, it makes the restrictions they have way too apparent. When they write everything in this guy's favor and then he still messes up, it's like it's so fucking clear that they're literally just not allowed to have the Voltacklers lose at all ever. It's just gonna.
But it's like the thing is like he loses to Liko, Roy, and Dot, but then one of those characters disappears.
No, he didn't.
And just doesn't do anything.
He lost to Oliva. He didn't even lose to them. He beat them.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well,
but like, all I'm saying is you could have written it in that way. But like Dot shows up and she does nothing. And then Spinel drops to introduce 3 new characters, which for all we know, that could be another 10 explorers just waiting for that fucking turn to be like villain of the weeks.
Oh no, they're definitely done besides Agate with the explorers.
There's no way they do more. 5 is enough. And the thing
that was a joke, but like
but they'll just fight the Voltacklers over and over and probably never win, which is sad, but I know it's just how it's gonna be.
No, I think that at some point they will steal. Terrapagos will be stolen at some point in season 2 or 3.
They do have to show what the explorers actually want to do with the thing, so they probably are going to steal at some point and do whatever they want to do. But
Terrapagos is going to get stolen, and they're going to get it back the next episode.
Oh,
it's like no.
Yeah, it'll be like a climax type of thing.
Please, I'm on it. Oh my god.
No stakes. I said this last time. 0 stakes, dude.
I mean, it's Pokemon, so they can't really do stakes.
They can though. They've done it in like so many games.
So like
they have the balls to kill off like a main character's parent and like a main character themselves like in the last game.
Wait, what?
I'm honestly a little shocked with how Pokemon with like the professor in the last game. I'm honestly a little shocked with how.
Oh yeah,
Arvin is a main character. What? Are you crazy? Arvin is absolutely a main character.
Dude.
Arvin is a main character. As an Arvin fan, he is.
Is the protagonist, bruh.
No, they are not, dude. That stopped being the case in Gen 2.
Well, yeah, actually, it's kind of true. Actually, when you think about it, Arvin is the main character of Storm Violet. Actually.
Yeah,
actually,
it's like a Lily N situation. Lily N Arvin.
Protagonist is sort of the vehicle.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. I think Pokemon can have stakes. It can have like twists and turns. I just don't get what the series is doing. Like it feels like they want to do a bunch of stuff, but it also feels like they don't. It's really
it's actually
restricted.
It's like, and that's 100%.
And I have a feeling we're gonna say this every fortnight.
Exactly. That's just something that's like so fucking clear with how restricted it is. It's probably because of like production committee and all this other shit. Like, yeah, I get it, but it does feel bad because I do think that the writers aren't like repeating shit and doing that. I don't think they're doing that like by accident. Like they're doing it on purpose. Like the reason why they're doing it, they knowingly are doing it just because they can't actually they can't go full on. Because if they have the idea to like hypnotize Liko and shit, I'm sure they could make a really fucking good story. It's just that they literally aren't allowed to, which is sad.
I won't say that they aren't allowed to. I just don't know because again, I'm not there. I'm not in the room. But I don't want to like pass any judgment. Again, it's why I only like really care about this series for like the production and the animation. Is because I know that the story is going to go a certain way, and it kind of sucks to have to feel that way. But
True.
And you can already like see all of the signs, like beginning of a new arc. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. So, and anyway, let's hope the next arc. I think I like the first arc of Horizon. I think it was pretty good. I think that they've done a lot of things differently, and I really, really do appreciate them trying to do new things. I just hope that they'll actually be able to expand on those things and progress their story going forward in this next arc, which seems to be the case because they're making the whole arc about Terrapagos. So probably they're now going to actually start progressing the plot. We'll see. I
think I would put Liquid Roycenov over all the other first years of a series. I would too.
Yeah, I hope that the Sinnoh arc kind of pops up. I hope we see like maybe some of the Elite Four members that weren't. Were there any Sinnoh Elite Four members that didn't really?
No, all of them were. All of them were featured in the show.
All of them.
Fuck.
I mean, like,
all right. Well,
Clevel's there.
Sinnoh might be.
If Clevel's there, maybe Kyron will appear.
Yeah, Sinnoh might be our first our first series where we might start seeing repeat characters. I wonder how they're gonna handle that. Or maybe they'll literally they will not touch any gay characters in Sinnoh. They'll do all anime versions. I mean, that would be
I'll just go to the ruin.
Wait, I thought Lapras was
do
next,
another
though.
camping
If
episode.
Cleveland there, I see Perrin
the reason
appearing.
why we think Cleavor is next and not Lapras is because we know there's going to be an episode with Ambipom in December. Because the person voicing Ambipom is like the main character of that new drama. Did you guys watch that, by the way? I think they got subbed. I have to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Not criticism.
I haven't seen it yet.
I heard people were like shocked. They thought it was pretty good.
I fear that like my lack of understanding about like actual Japanese culture will cause me to not enjoy it.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch it probably. Maybe I'll watch it today.
Just read the subs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the big issue with like I guess like they spent the first 25 episodes of the series establish a formula when that should have been that point to be the most creative, because now we know what they're going to do. We know that they're going to go to find these specific things.
And I think it was a mistake with healing the hero months.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea why they did that.
Exactly.
Especially because that feels...
Think about who's watching this show. Think about how fixated Pokemon fans are on goals and stuff. Like, actually, if you think about it, it completely makes sense why because they would get people to watch. They're like, oh my god, they're gonna fight Entei, dude. Let's go! I'm gonna watch them totally fight. You know, like
it's
people.
It's basically the
Pokemon
replacement to the
like this. Like they like having the entire thing laid out for them before they watch it. It's weird.
I feel like,
but they like that
Pokemon.
Yeah,
that's insane. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is.
That's like some of the most fun I had was speculating on the moms.
Because the staff know just like as much as we do, like how much the fandom fixates on certain things and stuff. Because they read the Twitter comments, like they read everything. So like they know that Pokemon fans really fucking like having. Okay, first we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do this, and you're gonna fight this guy and this guy and this guy, and Pokemon fans just eat that shit up. They love it. So that's why
I feel like it also just kind of says a lot about the production on like a writing side, not like an animation side, because the first two, like all of them were incredibly vague. Every time we saw them, they were really vague, and it's like, oh shit, this is an Oboliva, and then next, oh shit, it's a Moltres. And now we just get the next four. It feels to me like somebody was like, we can't market this next arc of the anime hard enough, so we're gonna tell everybody the next 4 months. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's maybe me being a bit more cynical, but
I do think the marketing for this series is a lot harder because they don't have Ash, right?
Don't have Ash, yeah.
So I get they in my opinion they should do interviews again. Like I don't know, like I know why they stopped. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder why they stopped.
Dude, look. I get why they stopped. Actually, even the tweets like the other day, like Ito fucking tweeted, yeah, I had permission to say this, but I'm just I mean, but also, it's not just Pokemon. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen had that shit happen for them the other day too. So like, I'm not surprised that they don't do interviews anymore, but like they really should do interviews. Like they should. Like it's a good advertisement. Dude, problem is, I would say I would even tweet out about them, but I got DM'd by like a magazine company literally telling me, bro, if you tweet out any more of this shit, we're gonna delete your account, bro. I was like, okay, good. Okay, chill.
I remember a few years ago, I cleaned a scan with like Goal and Ash because it had a bunch of text on it, and I think it might be the same magazine company. They responded in my replies being like, hey, could you take this down because we're not like legally allowed to release the full artwork. I'm like, oh shit. They are like really protective. Is Nakano still in the series?
He dipped to Bug Films. He did the Bug Films. Because he's not even working on Zom. He's working on Bug Films next series. He hasn't worked on on a while.
Well, that's weird because I know that Chuyong-sa said that he was invited on to do Pokemon again by Nakano. Oh, sorry, I was misreading that tweet.
What?
Hold it up.
I mean, did you say it was like? Wait, no shot. It's not the same Nakano then. It's probably.
I'd like to thank Mr. Nakano for inviting me to participate in the Pokemon series the first time in 4 years. Which is wrong. Which is wrong, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
can you like link the tweet? Yeah. Let me look.
I linked the tweet in the chat.
Let me read it. Hold on. It might not be the same.
Maybe my atrocious.
Oh, I'm not even following.
Oh, it is. I'm not gonna do an interview.
Yeah, Nakano doesn't work on the series. He doesn't even work at the studio anymore.
He could be referring to when he first got invited to the series, but that would be a really weird tweet.
Well, could he?
Yeah, I was thinking about that because he said 4 years, but it wasn't 4 years.
Yeah,
when was the first time he worked on it? Like 2017?
Yeah, so he
the last
would
time
be talking about recently.
What was the last time he worked on it?
He forgot.
He forgot about it. He forgot that he worked on it in 2021.
Yeah, what that's saying is like he's referring to the last time he worked on it in that tweet, which is what makes me think that Nakano invited him back.
But it's probably a different. Are there any other Nakanos that work on it? Let me look. There might be a different one. Maybe he's saying Nakata and he just misspelled it, but I doubt it. Let me see.
Again, I could just ask, but
you probably.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about the first time, but
yeah,
I've been asking him a lot of questions recently. I don't want to bother him. He's so busy.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he got the 4 years from.
Yeah, that's odd.
He probably just forgot the exact dates, but yeah.
Let me just look in here and see if there's another Nakano.
I think.
There's not.
I mean, I guess have we?
Work, so.
Damn. Okay. Well, have we talked about just like the animation of the opening yet?
We talked a little bit at the beginning, but you weren't here, so we just kind of.
Oh wait, can we talk about it? I'm not here either.
Yeah. So I mean, it was.
Yeah, if you want to.
It was really good. I think like.
It's the best visual.
thing is that like the actual animation, like aside from To Young Si, like there wasn't really like it was basically the same people as like the last one. Which like it really impresses me like how much this team actually can produce like extremely high quality stuff if given like the time to actually like do it. Like it's genuinely
agreed.
Like, impressive. Like I didn't think that like 2023 OLM was like capable of doing something like this.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best Pokemon will ever look in terms of an opening. I would be really, really shocked if we got anything better than this ever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it could. Like, I mean, I guess more action would be the only thing. Because
I mean, the craziest thing. So we know what Yusuke Oshida drew on this opening, and it's like he was the action director of this for the animation.
Yeah.
But he drew the parts where Liko and Roy had like the fire in the grass swirl around them.
Wow.
So
that part.
Yeah.
Wait,
so that was
is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Like, do you mean it like his own key animation or corrections?
No, his own KA. I can hold on. I can look this up. One sec.
But my question though is for the next opening, how are they gonna even top the next opening? Because they just produced actual peak.
They won't.
They won't. They probably
they
the
don't
next
need
opening
to.
will be not Terapagos related. It probably will be getting the Unova arc as the next season. I think we'll be getting the Unova arc. So in that case,
what you think they're gonna skip Lolo?
What? Why the fuck would they go to a Lola?
Lapras?
Lapras is
holy Pokeride.
Holy shit.
They're not going to
Lola for fucking Lapras, bro. They're going to Kanto, bro. They're going back to Kanto.
Oh, Alos for Lapras.
Dude.
How would Horizons go to Alola when Ash literally talked to everyone there?
I mean, they could just go to a different island.
So do you want me to
just not go to the school?
Simply.
Well, they could,
you know what I just realized?
What?
I mean, they could.
Out of the 4 Mons that we have left, none of them are from Unova, and we all know what's happening next year. So
yeah, the Blueberry Academy.
Unova will be the next major arc. After Terapagos is done, it will be Unova. It's very fucking clear that's what they're gonna do. They have Blueberry Academy for Unova. They're definitely gonna make Unova remakes next year for sure. I'm fucking ready. I'm so ready.
So, Mahmoud, have you seen the theory that they're gonna be reimaginings?
Don't talk to me about Unova remakes. It's gonna be so dog shit.
I saw on Twitter that they're gonna be reimaginings.
Aoka, bro, we're winning.
My God, dude, I am so ready. You're unreal, dude. I'm so fucking excited.
Okay, I don't think
I'm ready for BDSP crew.
Yeah, I don't think Oshida confirmed which cut was his, but it absolutely is.
I'm not sure about the fire one.
I definitely think that both of those are him.
But is Legends Kirim gonna happen then or no?
What do you guys think about the there's a lot more like freelancers coming onto the show right now. Like Takagi brought people on, and I mean Takagi himself.
She was a freelancer.
Takagi being there in general, to Young C of course, and like the Twitter animators they brought on for Horizons 25. Like it seems like they're finally now starting to get more people coming back into Pokemon, which was one of the biggest problems they were facing was that their quality and their schedule were decent, but they just didn't have like enough people at all like to do more. But now they're starting to bring more people in. So what do you guys think about that?
Isn't that good?
That's like the best possible thing.
Yeah.
Freelancers, not only the fact that they are like sought after and just good at what they do, but they're also incredibly fast. I remember Chiong Se is fucking insane. I remember he drew like 200 cuts for like a Dragon Ball episode during Golden Week when he was like the only one in the office. Like that was like 5 years ago as well. That guy's a fucking monster. Because they kind of have to be if you are working freelance. Like you can only really focus on one thing at a time.
I was talking about how he did for the Jujutsu Kaisen episode. He was trying to do like 250 cuts in 2 weeks or something like that. Some dumb shit.
Yeah, no, it's fucking.
That's bullshit.
It's wild.
I mean, Iwane does.
And also
Iwane does like 700 in a month. So like I don't know.
Well, he does, but also we have to consider.
He uses.
We have to consider like how ahead the series is of like its current schedule, like how many episodes it is as well. I think that definitely plays into it.
It's a few months ahead. It's more than it was during Journeys. It's.
NPM.
I won't say
they made NPM to give it like a 6-month head start, right?
I won't say the exact number, but you are close to that. In terms of how ahead they are.
How the fuck
roughly.
do you know, bro? I don't know that, but
don't worry about it.
But yeah, I would say it's a few months. It's like 2 or 3 months, probably 3 months, somewhere around that. I would say 3 months, but like if it's more, if it's like 2 or more, that's like good enough. Like that's better than a lot of other things, and it's definitely enough for them to maintain like a pretty good level of quality for their in-house stuff, which is what really matters.
Yeah, it's also like
they're clearly doing pretty decent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the breaks are good too. They're taking breaks every 11 weeks, which is good.
I'm honestly shocked at how like well this has been production wise because I suck off this show a lot in terms of animation.
They
but
just had like a lot of like time to prepare. Like it feels like they just like I don't know exactly how the fuck they did it because they made. Because I knew this because I know someone who fucking, like, knows a bunch of shit. He, like, downloads episodes and shit. Like, they made, like, Horizons first couple episodes and Mazase Pokemon. Like, they made Horizons, like, first couple episodes before Mazase Pokemon Master was done. Like, they were doing it. And they showed it to investors, like, at the same time, like, on December 16th. Like, they brought people in and they showed, like, the first couple episodes of Horizons and Mazase Pokemon Master. Like on the same day. So like that's kind of wild. Like they found some production strat that let them do 2 series at once with the same people. I don't know. It's some weird. But now they're like Gucci. I don't know exactly. Someone on the production desk like came up with some strategy and it worked out really well. I don't know exactly what they did.
I think they just It's a lot of things. It's not like one specific silver bullet. It's like pacing, it's the breaks, it's the really, really smart use of bank. Like you barely notice it in Horizons compared to like the Ashame where a Cacturn gets sent out of a Pokeball and it uses the same fucking Iwane cut like 7 times in that one episode.
Yeah.
It's and that's like not an exaggeration either.
Lower League, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh my god.
I think that was Choose cut that they reused, but like
also them just having a bunch of episodes on the chip as well saves a lot of the budget as well for like actual episodes that need like proper animation.
Right.
Yeah, background artists. They are saving a lot on background artists, but that might just be like a cost cutting thing.
For the most part, the outsourced teams are also doing pretty well with like actually getting the episodes out when they need to be out. Aside from that revival team who like nearly crashed, but aside from that, it's been okay.
But that was like right or around the time of a holiday. I could be wrong. I might be misremembering.
Yesterday's episode only had 5 key animators.
What? I mean, that's pretty good.
That's
Wasn't there a
unheard
bunch?
of these days for the show.
I haven't looked at the full
Actually,
list outside the OP because that was all I cared about.
I actually haven't looked at the. I have to look it up. I haven't actually looked at the staff list either. I mean,
yeah, I only give a shit about the staff list of the anime.
I didn't even look at the episode with fucking subs. Like I didn't even bother. Let me see. Additional credits.
Well, so last episode was fairly intense by comparison. So
yeah, there was only 5. There was 5 key animators, 2 secondary key animators, and then in between was just done by the studio. I think the studio link.
Yeah, and if you look at the animation directors, 4 of the 5 key animators were also animation directors. So I guess they just corrected their own cuts.
Yeah, they literally just like it was just like a group of like 5 people sat around the table like, all right, let's animate a Pokemon episode, bro. And they just
and it looked fine.
I mean, it didn't look very good, but it
didn't look great, but it looked fine. It didn't look like it collapsed.
It wasn't melting, that one episode.
They would have had like 10 animation directors, but it was fine. It showed like
4 is still quite a lot.
Like these episodes don't need to look super good. So like the fact that they're just getting the episodes out
It's just over here.
And
I think they're going to turn up on a
like letting the OLM people focus on their own episodes and not like collapsing is what the in-house teams need to do. So there you go.
No, I agree.
What shocked me the most about the opening is if you look at the staff, like not only is it practically the same staff as the first opening, but like these are all series regulars.
Yeah.
Like they work on like every other or like every third or every other in-house episode.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like these guys are like really good. Like it's
also I should point out that the reason why people think Oshida was that cut specifically is because I think the credits for the opening are in order.
But that lines up with the Liko cut. But right now the Roy cut with the fire is presumed to be Yoshino.
That's fine. I mean, I think it could have. Yeah, it could go either.
Yeah, it matches up with his effects.
All right. Well, it's been an hour. I think we've kind of gone over. Everything we wanted to go over. So yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
But I guess.
We'll probably have another podcast not next week, but the week after, because
like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Next week's episode. I don't know if I'll spend an hour talking about Curry, bro.
Yeah.
No, Steph will probably score 30 a game, Moods. Curry will be great.
I mean, it's going to be...
Roy's going to catch a Greedem, bro.
Great episode, but I'm not going to spend a whole podcast talking about it, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, it's just going to be an inoffensive, fun episode.
If everything goes well, we'll be back here on the 11th of November. So, yeah, everyone who watches, come tune in back.
11/11.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, oh yeah. But one last question though: what is everybody's overall rating for the first arc of Horizons, though? I guess if that has
8.
8.5.
My chill factor makes it a 9, but my objective rating's a 7. It could be better than it is.
Okay, because fair enough. My personal 8, objectively 7.5.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm giving it a 4.
I mean,
I'm sitting at a 6.
shut up.
A 4? Who said that? That's Swati, for sure.
A 4? Oh my god. Hello.
The reason why I watched the show was for the characters and fun moments, and that's just not really a thing with this series.
If
they just gave them more interactions, it could jump up. It could easily jump up to like a 7 or 8.
Bro, aren't you a Black White fan? What?
This guy, no, this.
It was
guy,
fun.
This guy only.
Hear me out.
This guy can only laugh if like the characters make funny faces. Like he can't laugh aside from that. Like,
I mean, that's true. That's somewhat true, but like the characters barely interact.
Okay, bro.
That's pretty valid.
Very valid. Okay.
Anyway.
Peace.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching the stream, everyone. See you around. Join the Brave.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
Follow the people on Twitter.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Join the Brave.
I got top wins.
Server, subscribe, all that shit. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week or 2 weeks from now.